coming to the syntax, I
Mhm.
will tell you different file accessing mode. Okay, what are the mode? First is the R. So what the
Mhm.
R mode says, it open the file to read only mode. The file pointer, as I already discussed, file pointer is a cursor. So file pointer exists at the beginning. The file is by default open in this mode if no access mode is passed. That means when you open a file in R mode, then two things happen. The file is opened and the cursor basically pointed here. It says the file pointer exists at the beginning. For example, this is a file. I will open a one notepad file, and for example, I have write A, B, C, and in the next line D, E, and F. Okay. Now, what the meaning? This file will be opened and the file pointer move to the first character. That means when I want to read the content from a file, the first character of a file will be the first one which will be accessed by the file pointer. And file pointer is nothing but a cursor you can imagine in your mind so that you can get the point more clearly. Okay. And now there is another function called RB. He says it open the file to read only in a binary format. I already told you there are two versions in which we can open a file. One is the text mode. Generally, text mode is a English language in which we can read or write some content directly in our communication language, like English. But RB stand for binary mode. If there is a one file which is a binary file I already told you, a file which contains 01 language. Okay, 01 language is a language that technically called machine level language. That's why it's called a binary number. Binary means two. So in a binary language, either symbol would be 0 or it would be 1. Okay. So the base of a binary number system is 2, either 0 or 1. So two symbols are there here. So if you want to read a binary file, then the operation mode would be RB. Similarly, there is a one mode called R plus. He says it open the file to read and write both. The file pointer exists at the beginning of the file. So uh, what I want to tell you, whenever you see a B mode, then B stands for binary. So there is a no difference between, for example, R plus uh, RB and R. Just the difference is that R work on text mode and RB worked on binary mode. Okay, so this is just for your understanding. So whenever you say R plus and RB plus, that means R work for text mode and RB plus for binary mode. So nothing difference in that. Okay. Next point is the W. It open file for write only. That means we are going to write something on the file. So if it override the file, if previously exist, or create a new file if no file exists with same name. So what is the meaning of the W? Understand first. For example, if we want to open a file with the syntax, for example, file.txt, observe this syntax, and our mode is W. Instead of R, we have a W. Okay, just understand the point. So what the file.txt says, file.txt says that it is a file name. We are going to write something on this file. So what happened if this file does not exist? If this file does not exist, W mode open, or you can say create a new file with name file.txt. If it is already exist, for example, there is a one file already there and it have a four lines, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you open the file in a write mode, then cursor will point to the first position, and because you are going to write something on a file, you will overwrite the previous content. Getting point? So what the drawback in a write mode, the past data would be overwritten. Overwritten means you will write already existing data. So that data would be erased already, or you can say old data would be erased. ये बात समझ आई? Moving back, actually, there is another point called W plus. So it open the file to read and write both, and it differs from R plus in a sense that it overwrite the previous file if one exists, whereas R plus does not overwrite the previously written file. It create a new file if no file exists. The file pointer exists at the beginning of a file. So there is a basic difference between R plus and again WB plus for binary. Yes, and there is one special mode called A. What is the A mode? A mean append mode. Append mean there is something already there and you want to add some content on already existing data. That's technique called append. For example, there is a one character A and B. I want to append another character on it, for example, D and E. So what will I do? I am appending. So if there are already existing data and we want to further extend that data, so technically we are appending the data. So to append the data, there is a one special mode called A. So and we technically called it the append mode. The file pointer, I already told you the cursor. The file pointer exists at the end of the previously written file if exists only. It create a new file if no file exists with the same name. As I already told you, if the file already exists, it will open that file. If that particular file is not exist in a system in your computer, then a new file would be created with the blank data. Okay. And again, AB for binary mode. Again, append the file, but working on a binary file. Okay. Then there is a one more content, A plus. So he says it both append mode and read mode. Okay. That means you also are writing, but writing on a append mode plus you can read as well. So you can say the more complete operation on a file on which the complete control of a user, then you have to choose A plus mode. Okay. The file pointer remain at the end of a file if file exists. It create a new file if no file exists at the same name. Because again you are opening the file in append mode, so file pointer would be lie at the end of each of the line. So this is the all actually the various modes.